watching Let's Chat.
One of the hallmarks of living here in the scenic city is having such a great artistic community, and a large part of that is the great work that goes on at the Chattanooga Theatre Centre. They are kicking off their 2022-2023 season with something we've all seen or at least heard of before, and that is The Sound of Music. Joining us here is Addie Counts, and Addie will play the part of Maria. Good to see you, Addie. And Scott Dunlap has got the job of directing this massive production. First of all, good morning to you both. Good morning. Arguably, The Sound of Music is one of the most popular and most beloved musicals of all time. You picked a big one to bite off to kick off the season. Why?
Well, there's lots of reasons, actually. We thought it was important. It has a really timely message, surprisingly. It seems to resonate. And I think a lot of people aren't familiar with the play so much as the movie. And the play really differs in a lot of ways.
All right, you said a timely message. How so?
Well, with Ukraine and people evacuating Ukraine, we felt like the Von Trapps having to leave their country, coming to America, it really seemed to be something that was topical.
All right, Addie, you are playing the part of Maria. First of all, congratulations on landing the role.
Thank you.
It ain't no little bitty role you've landed either,
nope,
is it?
This
thing's a huge one. Have you ever had this big of a part in any production before?
No, this is the largest role I've ever had in a musical, and the music in the show is not the easiest music, and there are so many lines in the show as well. So I've just tried to really know the show inside and out, just to be able to fully live within the character and just kind of.
How long have you been working on the part that you were going to be playing, which again is Maria, the biggest role in the production? How long have you been working on this?
So I believe auditions were around mid-July. So we've been with the show for a few months now. And I kind of just started out, I actually read her book. The musical is based on the book that she wrote about her life, about the family's life. So I started with that and just kind of tried to dive into the character and learn the lines as quickly as possible.
Scott, what in Addie did you see during the audition that you thought, she's the one?
I'm glad you asked that. So she, first of all, she's a comedian. She's actually very funny. And the way that
So you can think on your feet, ad-lib, and make the situation fit.
Yeah, and and Maria herself was actually in her 20s as well. You know, Julie Andrews was in her mid-30s, I think, when she did the film. So having a younger Maria adds a spunk and a life to the role that is really interesting. And Addie, like I said, she's very funny, she's very good.
Give us another example of how the movie varies from the play.
There are two characters in the movie that are just sort of, they kind of help the plot along, but are much more active in the play. That is Uncle Max and Captain Von Trapp's fiancée, Elsa. They actually have two songs that ended up being like my favorite songs in the show, no offense, that were cut from the movie.
Right.
And people aren't familiar with them at all, but those two actors are wonderful. That's William Darby and Maddie Morris, and they're fantastic in those roles.
Addie, what is the biggest part of this role you're sinking your teeth into? When you're up on stage, you know, you've rehearsed every single second of this. What moment are you highest? What moment are you fully in your element?
I think we have 7 kids under the age of 18 in the show, and so I think that really focusing on them and really just making eye contact and trying to connect with them is probably some of the most fun moments in the show. And they truly, each of them just bring something different every single night. So I think just really focusing on them helps a lot.
We have 30 seconds left. I want you both to answer the question, why do you think The Sound of Music has been so popular for so long?
That's a good question, too. I think it's a familiarity, the family aspect of it. There are times that I get choked up watching it, and I don't have 7 kids.
Sure.
You know,
understood.
But there's something about it.
All right, what about you?
I think, like Scott said, it's fun, it's nostalgic, but also it has such an important message. So just, it has pretty much everything. So it has something for everyone.
If we had a little bit more time, I would join you in singing a song from The Sound of Music, but shucks, we don't. Find out more. It is the season opener, 2022-2023. Grand open at the Theatre Centre. Make sure and check it out. theatrecenter.com. That's theatrecenter.com. Thanks to you both. We'll see you here at noon.